Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of. No, this is your July bonus reading, so that's what we're going to look at here. You have this step out of your comfort zone, and you also have this full moon in Gemini. It says the answers you need are coming. So, Aquarius, we're going to do a Celtic cross for these bonuses, but definitely could be some answers that you've been looking for that are coming, which is great. Actually, the funny thing is that you have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about being clear for the first time, like understanding something. She is showing up as your crossing energy, and the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. But again, it's kind of funny that you have a card of clarity with also a card that says the answers you need are coming. So definitely could be getting some answers. I think it's probably the best time to step out of a comfort zone as well. If there's anything you want, it's going to be on the other side of something you've never done before. So we all have to do things that we've never done before to get the things that we want and desire. Damn. Very good reading, Aquarius, so far. We are going to clarify, but your outcome is the sun. So really, there's nothing better, right, than getting the sun as your outcome. You start here in how you are entering into the reading as the Page of Cups. Page of Cups can be an admirer or love. So for those of you that are looking for love, there definitely could be a person on your mind because you have the King of Wands in the area of what's on your mind. And then you also have the Queen of Wands here. So these two are divine counterparts. They are very good divine counterparts as well. They're usually very passionate and, kind of like form a deep connection. So if you have a person on your mind, then I would definitely kind of like go for it here. It's probably going to be a little bit of a risk. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but, this could require you to take a risk if you're wanting love. The other thing I'm getting here is that this is part of your dream here, Aquarius. I don't know. It's like... I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing in my head. It's like there's like this big circle, and there's like a tiny little circle inside of it. And I feel like Aquarius needs to become part of the big circle. What the hell does that mean? I have no freaking clue, right? But that's like what's popping into my head. It's almost like, especially for those of you in work or business, it's almost like you're getting like 10% of the rewards that you could get. It's like there's like 90% more or something like that. And this is not a criticism. Again, this is a good thing. Like, I feel like you're growing, you're expanding. You could be paying more attention to details and things like that in work or business. But it's like it's popping into my head that there is this need to expand, or it's like it's almost like there's a need to see that there's a much bigger opportunity in what you do. And, if you could do that, I feel that you will see it, literally. And you will probably expand. So there you go. Take it how it resonates. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about, seeing things clearly for the first time. Again, she sees things clearly for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and she is looking forward into the future. But she is your crossing energy. So the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. I kind of feel like you have your eye on something here. It's also kind of funny that she's looking up to him, right? To the King of Wands. So it's almost like you do have your eye on a person if you're looking for love. And it could be a fire sign for sure, Aquarius. Could be any sign, general reading, but, obviously King of Wands would be fire. If it's not a fire sign, I would say it's a very fiery person or someone who's like bold, assertive, confident. Someone, maybe they are intimidating in some way, right? So I don't know, whatever. But again, I think that, the Queen of Wands would basically say you need to be open to it if you want it. So there you go. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, we've already talked about it. Probably a King of Wands type person. So if you're looking for love, a bold, assertive, confident person could be on your mind. The King of Wands can be a little bit of a visionary as well. So King of Wands people are initiators, but they're also somewhat like futuristic thinkers. They can be kind of like innovative. And again, I think that's something that people forget about the King of Wands is that the King of Wands has the gift of foresight. They can, it's almost like they can anticipate things before they happen, and that might be a clue for you here, Aquarius. Like if you're wondering like who is this person, it's like maybe there's a person that you were friends with or whatever that you want to date that almost has like this anticipation thing where it's like they anticipate something and that so they get ahead of things and they become successful because of it. It's like a very good energy. I also think this would be good for you. I think that if you are feeling things, I'm not talking about love, but I'm talking about everything, so it could include love, but in every area of your life, if there are things that you're kind of like, you feel that you anticipate that they're going to happen, it's like almost intuitive. It's almost like you can see something in your head going on. Like if you think about something, like maybe you come up with an idea and it feels like it could work, or it's already working in the future. I definitely feel this reading is saying like you need to ground those things in reality, because like now is the time, right? And especially I've been saying to other people as well, we have this magic triangle in the astrology right now between Pluto and Aquarius, Neptune and Aries, and also technically Saturn. Although technically, if you want to get technical about it, Saturn is not part of the magical triangle. It is right now, but Saturn is going to move away very quickly, away from making it exact, basically. So, like I said, it's Pluto in Aquarius, your sign. It's also Neptune in Aries, and also Uranus in Gemini. And again, this magical triangle, I think, especially for you, since you're part of it, is going to be very beneficial for air signs. Like it's a little bit positive. It's a trine and two sextiles, and that form the triangle. And so I think that your futuristic ideas right now could be very successful. And I would be doing something if you have these innovative ideas, right? Next, in the area of your foundation, you have the star, which is amazing because it's you. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. But when you show up in the area of the foundation, it's even better because it kind of says that you're entering into the reading with a very strong foundation, whether you realize it or not. So I kind of feel this is just talking about your energy. I also feel this card, like more intuitively, is talking about like it's saying the better you take care of yourself for the rest of this month. I would say the rest until like October. It's like not that you should stop after that, but I feel right now, between now and October, like the better you take care of yourself, the better things are going to go. And but it's deeper than that is what's popping into my head. It's like you need to say to yourself, like, if I were taking care of myself the best, like what would I do? What are the things that I would be doing for myself if I really, believed in myself and things like that. And that's what I would be doing with this star energy for sure. Next, in the area of your past, this is the energy you're moving past. You have the scarab beetle spirit. It says magic works through you. You have this vulture spirit. It says nothing is wasted. And yeah, I definitely feel this for you, where it's like you could feel like you wasted time in the past on things, but I feel you're releasing those things that you feel like you wasted time on, which of course is a good thing. I think it's no mistake that you have the Hangman. The Hangman is about gaining a new perspective on things. He's hanging upside down for a reason, so that he can see things from a different perspective. So if you feel like you wasted your time on something, it could be anything. It could be a relationship or a business or a job. The Hangman, he's gaining enlightenment. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. So he could now finally be understanding that, like, why he had to go through things. It's kind of giving me the vibes here that you're seeing the blessing in what you've been through, and that's good. Like when we can do that, we can use whatever that blessing is to be more successful in the future. The other thing is I feel like you're also not wasting time anymore. The vultures are masters of conservation of energy, right? And so they soar around in the sky. They don't really flap their wings until they see food. So they do not waste energy, right? And I feel that for a lot of you. It's like where maybe some of your past lessons here or the things that you've been through have really taught you like what to look out for. I think you've also learned like when to turn on and off your energy to things like work, business, love, money, spiritually, everything. It's like you've learned when you should be giving energy and when you should not be giving energy. And of course, this is a good thing because it'll probably just make you more effective in the future. Next, you have this card. It says, this is coming up in the area of your very near future, like right now. It says, disappointment is not the end. There's hope even in the darkest of nights. You have this worthy card. It says you are worthy. I'm pretty sure you always get these cards that say you are enough, you are worthy, all this stuff with me, Aquarius. So clearly it's time for you to believe that. It says you are worth it all, my love. There you go. So I feel that the more you believe that you deserve something, the more likely it is that you will have it, right? Which is always true, but I think it's kind of like a little bit extra true for you right now, Aquarius. You have the Knight of Pentacles in the area of the very near future. I feel pretty good about this Knight of Pentacles. Normally I say the Knight of Pentacles he kind of represents no movement. He's the only knight in the tarot that's just like standing still. He's not doing anything. And he needs to plant seeds in that field and they will grow. So I feel for a lot of you, this card is saying that it is time for you to like start planting seeds. It's time for you to start putting in the work to get the sun and the star, probably. The star is your North Star. It is your guiding light. It is that one thing that you want to accomplish. The sun is basically yes. The sun says, yes, go for it. And so I feel like you really need to go for something here with the Knight of Pentacles because you will be successful. I also think that something that has taken time is taking off a little bit this month. It's kind of like you're getting a taste of something, I feel, which I feel like I've said to you before, where it's like I don't think the whole big picture is together yet, but, I feel like you're getting very close, to, especially if you're working on like a project, a business, an idea. That's what I feel there. Next, in the area of your outcome row, you have this family and heritage card. It says, it's time to get back in touch with loved ones you've been away from. Yes, it's an excellent time for family. It's an excellent time, like the whole summer, to spend time with friends and all that other stuff. You have this crow spirit. It says, you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. Love it. The sun is blessed experiences. So I definitely feel that there could be some blessed experiences coming in for you this month, Aquarius, and that would be amazing. Over the next few months, you have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I definitely feel that you could be working on your confidence and feeling bold and assertive. I also feel, again, if you are talking to a new person, this person is going to make you feel very good, Aquarius, for sure. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, again, they have a lot of desire. If you are in a connection already, the same thing. I think the two of you right now could be feeling very good. Or you could be doing things to like increase the desire in a connection. I always tell people like that's the problem with modern day relationships is that you have to keep the romance alive. It's like after a while, it gets boring. So you have to make sure that it doesn't, right? You have to keep dating each other. And, I feel like some of you could be doing that with the King and Queen of Wands. I also feel that, this is just good for any bold moves you're making. The Queen of Wands, she has to learn as she goes. And so she doesn't know everything, but that's okay. She doesn't care. She's just going to start her journey. And so as long as you're willing to learn as you go on whatever it is that you're doing, I think things will go well. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Eight of Swords. It's like, I don't know, I feel like I've been saying this to you for months. I'm pretty sure that you have to set yourself free from something. I really think you need to look at the results of, a close connection. Like, it feels like friendship to me. This could be a friendship that you maybe, like, need to leave or something because it's like, I don't know, Eight of Swords is being stuck. And it's like, I feel like you will realize that once you set yourself free from something, that you will actually be set free. So, again, some of you need to do that with this Eight of Swords. Same thing in love. If you want love, the Eight of Swords says, like, you're probably only looking at one way of doing things when there are many. And so you need to, like, open up to all the ways that there are to get love. It's like I always tell people, even if you hate Tinder and stuff like that, like if you want love, you should have a Tinder, even if you don't use it. Because, the way the universe works is it's like the universe is providing you with something. So I always tell people, if you want love and you're not using a tool that the universe has provided us with, Tinder, and you're not using it, then you're basically telling the universe you don't want love, because the universe is saying like, hey, I provided you with this tool, regardless of how you feel about it, right? And so I always tell people, have an online dating account, like even if you don't use it. Go speed dating, even if every single person that shows up is a freaking nerd. I don't care, right? Because, if you're doing things to find it, then you will find it, plain and simple, right? We don't actually have to commit to the thing. We just have to be in the energy of what we want, right? And so I would make sure that you're like actually matching the energy of the love that you want and desire. There you go. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Death card. Yeah, I mean, you are definitely one of the signs that is going through the most significant changes. Pluto just entered your sign, basically, kind of like recently. So, or I should say recently enough And so you are definitely going to be one of the sign, like probably the sign that goes through the most significant changes. And I think these are just changes that you're going through. I really have nothing to add here. So there you go. Next, your outcome is amazing. You have the Sun, which is like the best outcome you could possibly ask for. You know, the Sun is the best card in the tarot. The Sun can represent blessings and blessed experiences, happiness, ease, good things coming in for you. Can also say that the Sun is shining on you, and definitely with the Queen of Wands in the area of the next few months, and also the Star showing up here. It doesn't matter what gender you are. You could just be getting a lot of attention over the next few months, and you know that really wouldn't surprise me with this energy. So love it. That looks amazing for sure. Let's see. With the Page of Cups and the Queen of Swords, you have the Lovers. There you go. So definitely could be a new lover coming in for those of you that want it. Like I said, I feel like this is a person you've been holding yourself back on, that you already have your eye on for most of you. Again, take it how it resonates. It could be the other way around as well. A person could have their eye on you and they've been holding back, but I definitely, get that feeling. It's quite obvious here, Aquarius, right? So just the way the cards are set up. Knight of Pentacles, too slow. I would be careful of being too slow here. It's like King of Wands, they won't last. They don't like stick around forever if nothing happens. So, I think you're fine right now, but I would definitely make a move. Yes, with the King of Wands, you probably are having spicy thoughts. Well, that's what we'll call it. Spicy thoughts with Chris, right? So I think that you're probably very passionate about this person if this is love already. Definitely could be a fire sign, clearly. Could be, or if it's not, it's a very fiery person, like I said. The other thing is that's amazing here, Aquarius, is that, again, this is amazing for just new ideas. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. And so this could be anything new that you're creating. And the Ace of Wands is like a spark. Now, the thing with Ace of Wands is sometimes it's just a flash in the pan, right? We have to keep that fire going. We have to keep putting wood on the fire. And so for a lot of you, but I feel like you are. I feel like you are continuing to put wood on this fire because we have the Queen of Wands here. So it's almost like if you're working on any new projects or business ideas or, whatever, I feel like you are doing the right things to keep it going. With the Star, you have the Fool. The Fool says it's definitely time to take some sort of leap of faith towards your wish with the Star card. The Fool is about the risk of looking foolish. I feel like I say this to you in every reading as well. This definitely seems like a common thing for you, Aquarius, where it's it might be a risk, or you might have to take the risk or take a leap of faith towards something with the Fool. That is a wish with the Star card, and I definitely would with that card. With the Hangman, you have two cards. You have the Magician and the Nine of Swords. The Magician and the Nine of Swords can say that you are fearing that you won't be able to, maybe in the past you're fearing that you wouldn't be able to manifest something or have something that you wanted in your life. The Magician is kind of hoping and praying for a new beginning. The Magician, to me, it is a new beginning card. Sometimes I feel that the Magician says we need to have a new beginning. It's a little bit different than the Fool. The Fool is a new beginning card, and Magician is card number one. But Magician kind of says you have all the tools necessary to create a positive new beginning, and I kind of, it's coming up in the past, so maybe you're ready to make your move here, or you are doing something to make your move. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. It's I feel like you can't, this is wanting results before you get started, is what's popping into my head here. Again, this is more intuitive. That's not really what these two cards represent, but just intuitively, I feel like some of you, it's you're wanting a result on something before you actually get started. And I feel like the universe is no. I feel like the universe is saying no, I will give you the result when you get started. So, if you've been thinking about getting started on something or, making a move or whatever, it's you will get the result when you get started. And I really feel the universe wants you to do that. As always, I'm pretty sure you've been getting this card with me a lot as well. And the Justice card says all you have to do is pay attention to the evidence and you will be perfectly protected. So if you're worried that if you start something it's not going to work, or if you're worried that some sort of project isn't going to work for you, or something isn't going to go according to plan or whatever, I feel like this is saying no, things are going to go according to plan. Things are going to go very well for you. But you have to stick to something is what's popping into my head with this Justice card. It's almost like saying you have to make sure that you are seeing something through to the end. And as long as you do that, things will go very well for you. So, I really feel this is about like seeing something through to the end and paying attention to the evidence. So anything that you're starting, project, goal, wish, dream, you need to make sure that you finish it. With the Queen of Wands, here you go. Can't make this up. Two of Cups, right? Perfect match. So Two of Cups is a perfect match coming in for you. Two of Cups is usually a person who's different than your usual type as well. I feel like this person might be a little bit of a reach or something like that. Like I'm not calling you out here, Aquarius, but it's like maybe you feel like this person's out of your league or something like that. But I would go for it because it looks very good. It looks like a perfect match to me. And the other thing about the Two of Cups is that outside of love, even inside of love, Two of Cups is you and your higher self. So we really have to listen to our higher self through like meditation, dreaming, daydreaming, whatever with the Two of Cups. And if we listen, then things will go very well. Can't make this up. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Eight of Swords. You're only seeing one way of doing things. I do feel like you have to set yourself free here. Number one, in love, if you want love. Obviously, this isn't going to be for all of you, but for those of you that do want love, I really feel like you have to be more open to it. It's almost like, I think now would be a really good time to do the things that you would, that the type of person you want would do. I think that's where you're going to meet the person. Like if you want a healthy person, go to the frickin' gym. If you or whatever, go hang out in the doctor's office. I don't care, right? But do something, that person would do. I think that's how you could meet a person. Plain and simple. Also, what I was going to say is, again, I think some of you definitely need to set yourself free from something that has been keeping you stuck, like a person that's been limiting you. I'm wondering if you don't even realize that a person has been limiting you. Here is what I would say. And isn't it interesting that your very next card in the area of your future feelings is the Three of Pentacles? Three of Pentacles says you need to be the star. You need to be the one that's getting the credit for the work right here. He's the one doing the work. These people are supporting his vision. And so right now, if you're doing something in work or business or career where, maybe you're taking a back seat or maybe you're in this position here, down here, then it's time for you to do something where you get all the credit. Really. That's what I've been saying this to you for a while, Aquarius, that you need to get the credit. I also feel that, if you've been holding back on putting something on display, like let's say you have created something, Ace of Wands, Star, these are great cards for putting your work on display. Even the Magician is a great card for putting your work on display. I feel this is saying it is definitely time for you to show off and more. And I do think it's a good time for Aquarius to show off. And I think it's a good time to make sure that you're, if you're doing things at work, it's a good time to make sure your boss knows. I would be doing all that with this card for sure. Finally, with the Sun, here you go. You have the Queen of Wands. Definitely a crap ton of attention for you, Aquarius, which comes up in every single reading. The reason this comes up for you so much is because of Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius, I believe, is going to make Aquarius stand out. I think it is going to give you attention. The other thing is, this is very confidence building, or it should be, right? The Queen of Wands moves towards the sun. She has this sunflower right here in her hands, and the sunflower points towards the sun. She moves towards her happiness. She has this black cat right here. The black cat says that, during the times of tarot, black cats were considered unlucky. Doesn't matter. She just wants to do what she just wants the black cat. That's it. She doesn't care what people think. So I feel that a lot of you Aquarians are moving in directions where you need to not care what other people are saying or what other people think. And that's what I would do there. You have this claw card that says, be careful, do not take risks. I don't think that's true. This card comes up and I say that all the time. I think that we shouldn't take uncalculated risks. So I think risks that are not calculated is a bad idea. I think risks that are calculated is a good idea. And so I would be taking calculated risks. You have this leg card. It says stepping into new experiences. Yes, I am a huge fan of Aquarians going on adventures, doing new things, doing things they've never done before. The main reason is that Pluto in Aquarius says that you need to have experiences to draw upon. It's like we can only innovate if we have experience. It's like, again, innovate. I think people think innovation means that you create something completely new, right? But that's not what innovation is. It's like the iPhone is an innovation, right? It's a phone. That's all it is. But, it's a phone that was innovated upon. But, obviously, if Steve Jobs didn't have experience with other phones, he wouldn't have created the iPhone, right? And so it's like, that's what this card is saying to Aquarius, is you need to have experiences so that you can have things to draw upon, so that over the next 20 years with Pluto in your sign, you can innovate on everything, right? And that's what I'd be doing. You have this ear. It says good news. Definitely could be good news coming in for you for sure. So, and this could be communication with a person. Knight of Pentacles. Knights are messengers. So if you're hoping to communicate with a person, definitely could be love. You have this broken bridge card. It says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Yes, this is with a person. Eight of Swords twice in the area of your closest relationships. Again, I think there's like a person that can't be fixed or something. It's like, some of you might be dealing with a broken person. Some of you might be dealing with a very stubborn person, I feel, as well, who just isn't willing to be flexible. And it feels like work or business. It doesn't even feel like love to me. And I would be very careful of that, Aquarius. It's like they're keeping you stuck. You have this dog barking. It says advice from a friend. There you go. If you are feeling stuck, maybe you need advice from a friend who can be like, yes, this person is stubborn, or yes, this person is stuck. You need to avoid it, right? And so I'd be very careful of that. But this looks really good, Aquarius. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.